Alright chat, I told you this was coming! It's time for not just one sword, but 4 of them with our next run of The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition by Allegro. Take it away!
Hello everybody, my name is Allegro, and I'm going to be doing the Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition, not to be confused with 4 Swords Adventures for the GameCube. Now, we had a bit of a donation incentive, or donation bid
Your
war
partner
here
for this
going
run
on,
is going to be Purple, and as a total, this bid war raised $100 for charity, so thank you to everyone who donated.
Cool. Purple is probably my usual main color that I go with during runs, so yeah, sweet. Before we get into this, I kind of want to explain what this game really is. It's basically a port of the multiplayer mode from the GBA version of Link to the Past, which, again, multiplayer only, so this is kind of a different kind of run from what it'd be on the GBA, which you have to play with 2 players, but this port added a single player mode, so there's gonna be a few changes of how the game runs, but yeah. Alright, we'll go ahead and get the timer going in 3, 2, 1, go. So starting off, we're gonna be going through this kind of tutorial level. Not really though. It's gonna give us the option to just basically back out, so we can just leave and go into the first area. So this game kind of operates in kind of as like a randomizer, where I want to have basically the layouts of the stages are completely random. They're basically split into 2 pieces, and part of the tech with this game is that I'm going to be swapping between 2 different links. And sometimes, since this is a single-player mode, the second link will kind of do certain operations that you need the second player for, like right here, we're going to be pulling apart this enemy. The second link will just kind of automatically go towards the next one. So, like I was saying, this is kind of like a randomizer, so there's going to be some things I'm not anticipating to happen. The main goal of each stage is to find a key, sometimes 2, or if I'm unlucky 4. It depends on what layout I get. There's like 2 or 3 layouts that I really do not want to see. Sometimes I might have to actually just reset the stage and go back to the main menu. And part of the tech here is I want to, while I'm laying a chest open, waiting for the animation to happen, I'm going to have one link move out and try and progress through the stage while I wait for the animation to finish up. And this is part of the randomizer kind of mechanic here, that I need to kind of guess which chest has the key in it. This is one of those stages where I had to get multiple keys, unfortunately. But this layout's not particularly ideal. There's one really good layout I want to see in this first area. Sea of Trees. Where it's basically looks like the Lost Woods, where you're having to basically navigate through these logs. But they're unfortunately didn't get it this time around, but do need to explain that this run has like 2 acts per area, and then followed up by a boss. So I've already completed the first area, where I went to the portals there, and now I'm on to the second area, and thankfully this is not like the worst layouts so far. It depends on what the second half of this stage is. And I also did not get a terrible layout here, so this one's a pretty alright stage to have. So right here I'm just going to throw the purple link to kind of bypass those kind of bumper balls. those are mainly meant for you to just kind of travel over, basically knock over here and get like a bunch of rupees. Because in the multiplayer, or like trying to complete, like truly complete this game, you want to have like a lot of rupees, and to unlock harder versions of the stage and whatnot, and to actually get like true 100% completion, you want to try and get as many rupees as you can. So we're on to the first boss, which is Big Manhandla. This boss is pretty random, and it's probably the second hardest boss in the game. Basically, you have to slash it the correct color. And unfortunately, I'm not getting the best luck here. Usually, the optimal kind of movement you want to have is a charged spin slash and then followed up with another slash. Now, you can absolutely ignore that if you have managed to get power-ups, which you can get from slashing bushes. But usually that's going to be a little slow depending on what layouts you get. Some layouts you're forced to kind of like slash through bushes and whatnot, so it's really good to get those. You can get a one cycle here on the second phase, and I did manage to get that. It's kind of tough to do when you don't have any power-ups, so that was a pretty good fight, aside from the first phase. And ultimately, when you're trying to go through the bosses, you want to go ahead and line up your links up at the portals before they spawn. So, but yeah, right now we've got a bit of a cutscene involving the fairies where they're going to present us the keys, where we're going to be trying to collect and go on to Vadi's palace at the end. So if we have any messages from our host, now would be a perfect time.
Awesome. I do want to say that we had this bid war. It was really awesome to get Purple Link. That was actually kind of my favorite one. But we do have 2 more bid wars open that I want to call out. Monolith Relics of the Past, a run coming up after the Zelda block, has a bid between database percent and prisoner percent for the category choice, and that's only $30 apart right now, so that's a very close one. And then we just opened a brand new bid war for Celeste coming up later as well, and we'll be able to pick the costume choice of Madeline or Badeline. Since that just opened up, anything's open, so please feel free to get your donations in there.
Cool. Alright, so at the end of each area, you basically get a results screen, which is really more important in multiplayer mode, but hey, it's just there. Don't forget to hydrate, everybody. Alright, so we're on to the next area. It's called Talus Cave. This area tends to not have really terrible layouts, but so right here we're introduced to the Rock's Feather, and this one's wanting me to whoops. I kind of want... The game intends for you to try and lure these guys over to these pits. Unfortunately, health in this game is tied to how many rupees you have, because that depends on how many... it means that whether or not you can respawn or not. So that's why I'm having this like really intense music playing right now. Alright, so I didn't get a really bad layout here, and thankfully I got a fairy. Oh, that was a bit of a misjudged jump there. But the Rock's Feather, or Rock's Cape here, rather, is a pretty good tool to use to get a little bit more speed than moving normally, because in this game, oh, whoops, picked up the bomb. Sometimes that key does not... That's kind of random whether or not that key will be on the right or left side. But one thing I probably didn't mention yet is that you might have noticed that Link is a bit slower than most other games. It's because Link can't roll in this game for whatever reason. Which is kind of annoying, but at the same time it's like, okay, whatever, gotta deal with whatever tools I got, whether it be the... Oh, that's actually a much slower... I didn't realize Purple Link was all the way down here. Okay, but anyways, right here, since we're going to be moving on ice, you want to try and use the grab animation, because it actually helps control your speed. Now, we got a bit of a maze here, so it's going to be a little random as to whether or not I get which end I have to come out at, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to be getting here. Let's see. Did I choose right? Did I choose the right direction here? Okay. It wasn't too far of a detour here. See, at the end here, they have these blocks, and it's completely random which side is either center or the whatever lane. Now, I hate this one. This is a this half of the puzzle is kind of annoying because sometimes oh, sorry. It's random where the key will be here. Okay, we got it pretty quickly. So that one can take quite a while. All right, so one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that when I'm up against the door, I wanted to try and use the whistle to try and call back the Link. Try to do that during the door animation because it speeds it up just a little bit. All right, so we're on to the second boss, Darazole. So right here, I'm going to set up my purple Link to ride along with me with the Pegasus boots. I ride back this way, and I get an extra hit with the purple Link here. You're supposed to be bouncing this guy into the ice wall. So right here, I'm going to get 5 hits in. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he'll break from the... Oh! Alright, he was going to break from the ice, but I kind of mistimed that. You can just bounce him back into the ice, like, immediately. But that's fine. So now I gotta let Purple Link kind of take over here for a second. So we're about to go on to the next phase. So first I need to break my green Link out. So right here, what I want to do is try... The whole point of this boss is to hit the slash the correct color, but he'll start moving around after a little while. But you want to do is just kind of stun him using Link to basically keep him in place. But that was pretty fast since I managed to pick up some sword power-ups throughout Talus Cave, so that was pretty good. So yeah, if we have any messages from our hosts, then now would be a great time.
For sure. I know a lot of people are enjoying this and talking about some of the upcoming Legend of Zelda runs as well, so I want to shout out the team that put this on. This marathon is being presented by the team at Fast Paced Events. Founded in January 2022, their mission is to promote mental health and LGBTQ+ awareness through speedrunning and to raise money for mental health and LGBTQ+ charities by beating games at a fast pace. You can find more information about the team by checking out their Twitter account over at twitter.com/fastpacedevents. That's twitter.com/fastpacedevents.
Alright. Yeah, and y'all should definitely make sure you follow everything that these guys have been doing. They've been doing fantastic work. Like, so far, this has been a great marathon. Everyone's been working really hard at this. Alright, so we're on to the next area, Death Mountain. Okay. I'm going to try and do a little bit of a strat here using a Whiz Robe. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull this off, but since I haven't had many chances to practice this. Okay. That kind of gave it as a hint what I might be doing. I want to try and hit this guy about 4 times, then I want to... I messed that up. Okay. I was wanting to try and get hit right as on the final hit of the Whiz Robe so I can get basically a flame state where I'm running at really high speed. And I can just run all the way over here. But that's fine. Alright, so thankfully thankfully I picked up a speed power-up so I can get through this maze a tiny bit faster. Okay, I kind of want to wait for the steam to subside real quick. I don't want to die because that is pretty slow. Alright, so to get out of this room, I have to start slashing away these balls. You can get them in the hole and whatnot, but they intend for you to try and, like, score those balls into the hole there, but it's just faster to knock them I want to go ahead and pick up that heart. Usually you'd want to skip those, but since I'm so low on health and it transitions to the next act, I kind of want to carry that. But you just hit those balls out. You can just... okay. Unfortunately I missed a cycle there where I can just throw the purple link here, but it's fine. But yeah. Going on to this... This seems like a really good Death Mountain, at least layout-wise, so... Death Mountain and Talus Cave actually, surprisingly, would be the, what am I doing? Probably be the easier ones in terms of the kind of layouts you'd be getting. They tend to be a lot faster. Oh, I just realized which one this was. Okay, I have to go over this way. This is a very reactionary kind of run where you have to figure out, like, oh, it's this puzzle, I gotta go this way, kind of thing. So there are a lot of different layouts you can potentially get. Also, shoutouts to Minish Cap, since we're doing some Minish Link stuff. Make sure you guys go check out Tej when he does that run. Alright, so we're on to the next area. Here where we need to hit the switch. We gotta basically just wait. Because the key will just kind of drop here. Alright, and we're going to be heading to the next area, basically right here. Alright, so we're off to the next boss. I want to say this next boss probably inspired a later boss, Phantom Hourglass, but... And I think this boss was intended to be a lot more unforgiving with multiplayer, but unfortunately this boss is... Oh, okay. This boss gave me some issues in practice earlier, but basically you just want to knock these balls out, and you have to find which flame is the correct one. This boss actually is not based off total damage. It's basically just how many hits you manage to land. You also want to be very careful in this fight and not touch any of the flames, or else you'll be kind of in a flame state where you're running around and you're not going to be able to break free from it. That also happens if you hit the orb. Alright, so not a bad fight. So we're going to be heading off to the final area of the game, which is Vadi's Palace. Thankfully, Vadi's Palace doesn't tend to have really terrible layouts to get in the run, but hey. Yeah, if we got time for any messages, now would be a great time.
Absolutely. We have $5 come in from Anonymous with no comment, but thank you very much. And I do want to remind everyone with this event, it's 2 for the price of 1. When you donate, you can actually put your money toward both one of the bid wars and both towards our open incentives. Our open incentive right now is for Sonic 1 Forever Boss Rush. That's currently at $372 out of a needed 1,000 that we need to get to for that run. So if you're wondering what to do with your money, this is a great place to put it. You can put it toward that Sonic 1 Forever incentive and toward the Monolith Relics of the Past category choice. So please keep donating.
Cool, cool, cool. So we're on to the final area, which is Vadi's Palace. This is actually quite a short run compared to most other Zelda games, considering that this game really doesn't have any glitches to take abuse of. So we're on... Let's see if we got... Okay, I really like this. So in Vadi's Palace, we want to intentionally get... try and slash some bushes whenever we can, and this is like the perfect time to always get those, to get that layout. And we actually got fully powered sword. So that's going to be really helpful for handling Vadi when the time comes. So, so this layout, we got some more ice physics. We just have to pull these levers here, and we have to basically just navigate and just avoid all these treasure chests. There's just a lot of treasure we just completely skip over, because, you know, we don't need that. We're speedrunners. Alright, so the only unfortunate part about this layout is that you have to deal with these Gibdos, because they are very annoying to deal with, but thankfully we have a fully charged sword, so that's always good. Alright, so this layout, this first act is pretty much done, so thankfully I don't have to worry about having to hunt down more power-ups or anything like that, so let's see what our next... Let's see where this next area is going to take us. Okay. There's one specific layout where I don't want to get. This one's not a particularly great one, but it's perfectly serviceable in terms of how much time it takes to get through. But there's one where you have to go hunt down like 4 keys and whatnot, and I was just really worried that I'd have to go do this. But thankfully that's not the case. But now we got these, I guess they're like bomb-bombs, I guess. But there's 2 ways of tackling them. It's either you throw them into the torches, or you can get Purple Link to slash with you. But getting Purple Link to slash the bombs with you is really doesn't work half the time, so I don't rely on that. But we got a wall here where I gotta just mash this thing to death. Alright, so I did get a really good layout here where I'm going to be doing some more ice skating, and I'm just going to ditch Purple Link all the way back there. I could have left Purple Link a bit farther back and save some time from backtracking, but that's fine. It just took me a second to realize it was going to be that layout. But yeah, we're already going to be coming up on Vadi right here. So Vadi is split into, like, basically like the first boss is going to be split into 2 phases. And this is where, and with the Great Fairies as well, this is where Japanese text really kind of saves time. You don't mash through text in this game except for the tutorial. All this is just straight up, I can't use my words. This is where it'll be a little bit faster with just how the Japanese text scrolls. Because it gets to the end of the text box a little bit sooner, and then goes on to the next one. So this first phase with Vadi, we basically have to throw bombs into the tornadoes, and since this is the first time we've experienced bombs, bombs kind of work like remote bombs in Minish Cap, where you can just basically, well, sort of like remote bombs. They still detonate by themselves, but you can actually just press Y to cause them to explode. But that's what I'm going to do here. And hopefully in this first phase, yep, perfect. That's a quick kill there. Now we're on to the second phase, which is going to be a bit more troublesome. There are 3 different kind of attacks that Vadi can pull out, where Vadi will be pulling out either kind of an arm attack, where I have to line up the links and then slash with it, basically on the color coordination, or he's going to go into 2 different types of orb phases, where he'll have orbs flying around him, or he'll shoot at just one single orb like the Death Mountain boss did. And okay, so this phase we're going to be doing some tennis with the single orb, kind of like we did with Death Mountain boss. So this, I want to say it takes like 4 hits. Okay. You can basically hit the orb and just kind of have it sent in Vadi's direction, but Vadi will always kind of move away from it. So time will be coming up very soon-ish, assuming I can... I think it's this next hit. Okay, no, he's going to a different phase, so... Okay, this is the hand phase I was talking about. So Vadi's going to be kind of rotating around, and I have to basically track which hand and what's coordination I have to do with the hands. So it's left side. And time. Alright, that was a solid Vadi fight, but yeah. Solid
GG,
run all day.
congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It's a very interesting run. Do we have a time on that? I understand that the timer may have been a little funky.
This one I think is doing all right, but stream is actually still catching up to where we're at. We're coming at them from the future, and so I don't actually see the timer yet, but we'll get it soon.
Alrighty. But yeah, it was a fun time, guys. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the start to this really interesting 2D Zelda block. I almost said Sonic block because I'm so used to playing Sonic games. It's actually the first time I've done a Zelda game on any sort of marathon before, so that was definitely a treat. And I want to thank the whole staff for letting me have this game on. I only just started running this. A 21:15, huh? I might want to retime that. That might actually be a PB. But yeah, that's Zelda 4 Swords. Yeah, the community behind this game is pretty cool. They've popped into my chat and helped me, especially early on with learning this game. Shouts to Red Frost, who has the current world record at like 18 minutes. And the RNG that is required to get through this run is crazy, and having the execution on top of that is crazy, so huge shouts to them. But yeah, just... Okay, yeah. That's perfectly fine, but
Sorry,
yeah.
chat, 21:15 is probably not the final time, but it still looks impressive, so feel free to screenshot it anyway.
But yeah, shouts to everyone here, Fast-Paced Events, Amber, and just the whole staff and volunteers who've helped make this happen. I know you guys have a lot more work to have with the rest of this weekend, and I really want to wish y'all luck. Last thing I want to say is about Kid. I've been a part of the Sonic community for so long. I could tell that Kid meant a lot to everyone that was involved. I didn't know Kid all too well. I knew Kid briefly through when they helped me out with during the one of my runs. I believe it was the Sonic Birthday Bash. Got to meet them there, and they are setting up my run. So very great person. I could definitely tell they left an impact with everyone, all my friends and colleagues in the Sonic community. But yeah, gonna miss them dearly. So, but yeah, that's it for me. You guys can find me over at twitch.tv/Allegro SRC. Right now, I'm primarily focusing on Sonic Adventure DX with Big the Cat. That's just usually my thing, but I like to pull out this game every once in a while to break up the tension of all that crazy fishing. So yeah, yeah, I think that's it for me. And yeah, keep those donations going, guys.
Wow, chat, can we please get one more round of virtual applause for Allegro and their fantastic run. This was quite the showcase. This game looks very interesting to run given all of the different things that can happen, so I'm really impressed with the run that we got. So please give us a moment, but we won't be too long. We've got quite the schedule coming your way soon.